Hi guys, welcome or welcome back. Today we're going to go through your January challenge entries and pick a winner, and also discuss the February challenge. So I'm really trying to make these videos a little bit more choppy so that they stay a little bit more interesting, but they are what they are. So we're going to go through your January challenge entries. If you remember from the last challenge reveal video, the January challenge was all about emotion. So it was not subject specific, it could be of anything as a portrait, and it had to portray an emotion that would really get me in the feels when I looked at it. So I've got the entries up on the screen right now. I've obviously taken off all of the names. I don't know what emotion the photographer was trying to portray. So which of these that are up on the screen right now portrays an emotion that gets me straight off the bat? So that's what we're going to look at first. So I'm going to bring all of them up one by one in the develop module, and I've got my blacks and my highlight clipping on, but I've not done anything else other than crop out the name of who submitted it and the caption below. If you just want to go ahead and look at what the February challenge is, skip ahead using the scrubber bar at the bottom to find the correct time. So I'm looking at this image on the screen now. I think this portrays love. I mean, this is a lovely old dog, so I think, you know, I can definitely get an emotion from this. I don't know, this is kind of like pride or strength or hope. There could be a lot there. Okay, so we've got some blown highlights in this one. I'm going to drop it just so that it's at 200% so that we can see a little bit more on the resolution. The blown highlights make this difficult, but this is a beautiful line that you've created there. And obviously the emotion there is love / devotion. Longing, boredom, that is so cute. But the emotion, I don't know. It's not jumping out at me. I think probably love. This is an awesome shot. There's like anger. I don't know. It kind of looks a bit sad. The emotion's not super clear. This is love, I think. This is cute, but an emotion's not really jumping out at me. This is like partnership. They're running to each other. That is so cute. That is like devotion in a photo. Look at that stare. That is love. That's also, I feel like the dog picture is mostly on love. Happiness, I think. This is lonely. That feels, to me, the first thing I feel is lonely, but then the colour toning is quite warm. This is like boredom for me. That is like joy, excitement. That's almost like surprise. Like, oh, who, me? This is a powerful shot, you know? This is, to me, it's almost like acceptance. This is sad. I feel sad when I look at this. I just feel like, oh, you know. It's almost confusion, but I don't think that the emotion is super clear. The emotion's not particularly clear here. Yes, he's like happy and he's running, but he's not smiling, so it's not, joy doesn't jump out of this for me. Maybe like inquisitive. This just looks like a relaxed, chill doggo. So emotion would maybe be happy, just happy. This one makes me feel a bit like sad. There's like devotion there. Humans looking at the animals that seems to be carrying the emotion across. That's like love. The emotion's not super clear for me with this one. This is happiness. He's got his enormous stick stumped tree thing. That's funny. That's like aggression, even though I know they're playing, but that's like the emotion that I get off of that is not necessarily anger, but strength. It's quiet love. That's a piercing shot. This makes me sad just because of how old the dog is in the shot and the piercing stare. It's almost a ghost. I'm not getting an emotion unless the emotion is like apathy, like nonchalant, I don't really care. I'm over here, I'm doing what I'm doing. A bit cocky almost. So first pass, I need to take out anything that, for me personally, the emotion didn't just hit me in the guts, and we'll see where we end up. Okay, so this leaves us with the images that for me personally did make me feel an emotion, like it made me feel something in my gut. So what we're going to do now is just run through the normal criteria that we would go through for a challenge and assess the situation when it comes to the individual images. This one is a perfectly fine shot, but it just doesn't have a level of impact for me. I wish the dog was looking at the owner's eyes were looking at the dog. This one we've got blown highlights, which makes it a little bit difficult to judge. Obviously I know Instagram will compress, so it's difficult to judge, but just because we have to retain some form of normalcy, I'm going to remove this one purely because of the highlight. This would also have done better had the leash been removed from the shot. I'll include a link above if people are struggling with their lead removals. So this one, compositionally, is where the problem is. The light is beautiful, beautiful soft light coming through, lovely tonality in the image, but this paw is off of the frame. So unfortunately, it's going to have to go. This is an awesome shot. I just think that's great. I think the cat's a bit soft in this one. The sharpness isn't on the cat's face. I think compositionally this is a bit of a strange one. I'm going to leave it in for now. This is lovely. This one, I'm not sure what all of this is. I don't know whether it adds to the image or detracts from it. I don't know, is this a medical service dog maybe? I don't know. I wish it was clearer because at the moment it's just a distraction there. I like that shot. This one, the dog is soft, so the focus is further back, so just an action shot situation. I'll link above to an action shot video. This one is absolutely fine, composition's good, everything, like it's a good shot. What I'm conscious about is this warm edging that's going around the snow here, but then it stops abruptly and the snow becomes almost grey. So as far as editing goes, maybe just something to look at there. I'm going to leave it in for now. This is absolutely fine. I think this is a great shot. I think compositionally it's a bit tight. I would like a little bit more space either side, and just in interest of continuity I'll take it out, but yeah, just leave some space to the sides of your subject. That is a pretty solid shot, you know. I can't add or detract from it. I think that's a great shot. This is a lovely shot. We have some highlight clipping, continuity, gotta be continuity, but good composition, good. I really love this shot. Just handle that highlight a little bit more. This one, it could do with a little bit more space above and potentially could have cropped off a little bit of the sides. Again, compositionally, would have liked a little bit more space to this side, but as it stands, like the focus looks great, colors are fine, no problem at all. I know why you've put the dog here. It makes sense to me. I would have liked more of the head in, or tighter crop in completely on just the head, and then this crop would have made a little bit more sense. I like this shot. I wish this hand had have been either interacting like on the dog's side of the dog's face or neck, or just out of the picture completely, because at the moment I'm looking at this, I'm thinking she's got some snacks and the dog's doing the behaviour for the snacks. So it would have been really great to have that hand not cause the distraction. It's adding questions where there shouldn't be any. But other than that, compositionally this is great, focus is great, colour is great, so I'll leave it in for now. This one, we've got a bit too much space above because we don't have the bottom of her elbow in. We need the main parts of the body to really not be chopped off where physically possible, so I'm going to be mean. This is perfectly fine, you know. I think in terms of everything, we've got highlights, shadows are fine, focus is fine, not a problem. This one is tiny little bit tight for me, top and bottom. I would have, if you were gonna crop in that tight, just bring the sides in a little bit as well, just to give a little bit more of a squish on all sides, rather than having space, space, no space, no space. This one, the focus is on the back dog, the dog with the mouth open, I think. So it's a little bit difficult to assess because obviously not both are. I personally would have pulled a preference as the photographer for getting the front dog sharp in focus because they're larger in the frame. This one technically is absolutely perfect. I've got nothing really to say about this technically. I would have liked a little bit more light on that catch light, but you know, that's me personally. And then I obviously know that the owner's hand is coming around this side. It would have been kind of nice to have either the dog's head looking up at her or closing this gap in the middle. So you've got this gap which beautifully shows the owner's figure, but it lacks that connection. So either we want connection at the eyes as well or connection with the body. Something just to bring those two together. Having the dog look nose angled upward would have made this shot solid. You can't control everything, but it's just a point. This is lovely. I would have cropped off some of the top space personally, but compositionally it's fine. technically it's fine, focus is fine. Oh, we're back at the beginning. So who's going to take top spot this time? So obviously, like last time, we have got gold pin, silver pin and bronze pins that you guys can pop on your pictures. I'm wanting this to be emotion driven, so we're looking for the strongest emotion that comes out of the screen. And for me, it's this one. This is so strong of a shot that should be entered into awards. Genuinely perfect. I think this shot is great. I think it's an absolutely solid action shot, portrays joy, enthusiasm, getting all into life, and it's just exciting. It's exciting there. So this gets second place for me. So now we're looking at the bronze pin. Oh, and this is hard. I'm gonna go with this one for the bronze pin. That was very difficult though, guys. Let's have a look at who it was that took these. So these are our photographers. So gold goes to Leanne over here, silver to equine_fx on Instagram, and then bronze for Mr. Shadow Shine, which is just still haunting me. I will remember that picture. Congratulations. Drop me an email for your pins, which I will send to you via email so you can put them on your pictures and then share that achievement. Let's look at the February challenge because it's one that kind of I think is important to all of us. Okay, so the February challenge, we're at the moment in the UK in lockdown. We haven't had it, well, everyone else has had snow apart from me. We've not had snow, so I don't want to do a snow challenge because it's not fair because not everyone has snow. But what I do want to do is just focus a little bit more introspectively and try and push you guys to get some images that mean more, if that makes sense. Like these images were absolutely awesome and they meant something, and I want them to mean more. I want more meaning in stuff. I want you guys to take the brief and run with it. And the brief for February is I want you to create an image that shows me what home means to you. So that could be something indoors, it could be a location, it doesn't matter what it is. I just need to know when I've looked at that image that this is what home means to you. It could be that you feel like home is a prison and therefore you will depict the image like a prison. It could be that home is a person and therefore you create a beautiful image around that person. It could be that home for you is snuggly clothes and slippers, in which case, you know, run with that as you will. I'm going to try and take part in this challenge myself, so we'll see how we get on. Entry is as normal, so go through post your images to Instagram, 1 entry per person. The entries are capped off and counted, caught up, downloaded, everything. 12 p.m. midnight UK time on the last day of February is when this challenge will close. To enter, you just post to Instagram, tag at thattogspot in the picture itself, and then in the caption or description underneath. It would maybe be nice to know why that particular image means home to you, but please do make sure that you also use the hashtag thattogspotchallenge. Using that hashtag will make sure I can find it super quickly, so please do remember to do that. If you don't tag or use the hashtag, you're not entered because you won't be able to find it. Extra bonus points go to those who share in their stories, including a straight out of camera. That would be absolutely beautiful, but we are only going to be looking at the posts for the judging. So congratulations again to Leanne and everybody else who entered in this particular challenge. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all again really, really soon.